Happy Monday. We are live with Move. David Samorano joining me at the big table.
Why do I feel like it's been so long since I've been in this room?
And you live in here. You live in this room. Well, Tony lives in this room.
Tony lives in this room.
We're in this room.
I'm not in here much these days. I haven't made it on the shows because we've just been busy. In the
Well,
the
you're
trenches.
burning and churning.
We all are, yeah.
Helping us pay the bills.
Thanks for having me on your show today.
Well, Jason Quirk, Furriers, was going to join us and had a last-minute thing. He was replacing someone else who had a last-minute thing. Nobody's hurt. Just things have happened.
Yeah.
And so it's you and I, bud.
Okay.
Back the way it started.
Yeah.
A long time ago.
That's how it all started. All these great hosts here now. I watch their shows and listen, and I'm like, man, they're really good. Maybe I'll be like that one day.
We're blessed. Yeah. Maybe we could grow into that.
I do want to do I want to do a show that's pretty consistent during the week. Yeah. A few days. That's on my goals for
but if you could
27.
see his to-do list or his calendar right now, you would understand that. Mine as well.
Yeah, but it's all stuff it's all fun stuff.
Yeah, we're not doing anything we don't want to do.
Yeah,
it's not all fun. Sometimes this weekend when we were working, 24 hours a day.
Yeah, I was telling Tony. Weekends. He's like, "How was your weekend?" I was like, "Tony, I worked a lot this weekend."
No, we were. I was at least comfortable.
Yeah,
when I was working. I wasn't. It wasn't out in the sun or digging anything. But, we were. Yeah, and we want to do something consistent, right? Like right now, we're probably going to run an abbreviated show, only because we got a lot of other things to do following this. But any one of us could go on a rant anytime, and you guys, our faithful listeners and audience understand that.
And
go ahead.
And I just want to say, hey. Jason Quirk was going to be on here today. We love him.
Yeah.
He got busy.
Yeah.
And so I get the backup fill-in. So pleasure to be here. I know some of you saw that Jason was posted and all that, but we got to make changes on the fly.
100%.
Got to do things on a whim.
We don't record stuff. Everything's live. Well, we record it, but everything we do is live.
Oh, so if you mess up, they see it.
I asked someone the other day I remember. I was going to say I don't remember who it was, but I definitely remember who it was. It was at the event we're getting ready to talk about, and he goes, "Yeah, you don't want me on there. I pepper my language or something to that effect." And I'm like, "No FCC, baby. You can do what you can do. You can be you. You know? We don't encourage it, but." But if it comes out, it just does.
I have heard some F-bombs and some other stuff fly out on some shows occasionally. And, it's funny because the program that it's on, you're like, oh, there's a really big tie into spirituality, and, it happens sometimes. And, that's the benefit of free media.
The tongue is the last thing to be tamed. It says it right in the good book.
Yeah.
I know I haven't. I know I've been really good.
I don't think I have. I think I've said as the ass, but I don't.
Well, that's in the Bible too.
You can say that on the radio too. So, but I think that's as far as I've gone.
One quick thing. I'm saving this for later, but I'm going to give you a preview on it. I am going to do just a 15-minute rant at some point on insurance companies.
Clint on a rant about insurance companies.
Yeah,
Sign me up.
Yeah, it is just, we had an
tell
incident.
Your friends, tell
unbelievable. As a
guest,
I believe it is a guest on Chris's show. One time I heard them say, Chris DeSimone, wake up on the Live the Dream Media Network, 6 to 9 a.m. Monday through Friday, said the United States is a large insurance company with nuclear weapons. and right now Tammy gave our agent the orders to find us a new.
I thought you were going to drop an F word right there.
No.
Dang it.
I did find.
I thought you were going to say something else.
But you know what? I guarantee you anybody listening to this right now knows what I'm saying. Insurance is amazing. It's great until you need it.
Ding. We need a ding on that one.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
And then those rotten dudes will just do everything in their power to avoid paying you. To the point where this situation was for us was kind of minor. We're just going to do it out of pocket to avoid the whole hassle and the ultimate increase in our premium, which we're going to go back to another company that we used to have.
Well,
I'm saving it because I'm gonna let loose. No F-bombs will be necessary in this, but I'm just disgusted with them.
Yeah,
it's disgusting. Okay.
For sure. Okay, let's talk about the event we went to last week.
It was amazing. Thank you, John Post, Mayor John Post of Marana, for inviting us.
And the who else? Juan, Ciscomani's team.
Yeah.
Secret Service was there. And the United States
Service was there.
The United States Department of Agriculture. Thank you
and the Small Business Administration.
And the Small Business Administration. Thank you for the invite to be there. So let's get these cool photos up on the screen here. You know, I was talking to my wife last week, and we were talking about what we do at work. And this right here, this showed an extraordinary meeting between the backbone of a lot of communities in Arizona and the farming that happens in them. And, you got a really good rundown of what's been going on the last couple of years, how a lot of these farmers have been losing money because they just can't make money farming. And, also the water issue was talked about, and there's a lot of great news about the water. There's a lot of stuff out there right now that pushes this idea of this existential threat that we face regarding some development stuff and different things. And it's really easy to clear the air if you listen and you look at the numbers and you understand what is going on, what's possible, what's coming down the road, where this region is with water. And, I'm not a water specialist or, expert, but you can see that everything that needs to be happening is happening, and there is no existential threat. We're going to be okay. Yeah. You're going to be able to go out, have your walks, go fishing, do different things, see things get built. But there was a big plan that was announced by United States Department of Agriculture Secretary Rollins, which is in the blue and red there. They put it on their social media, the whole cotton plan. Now, it's like 4 different pillars. Okay, and there's a lot of stuff to take in there. But what it's going to do is really increase the amount of cotton being produced in this region, not only here, but all over the state, right? And the United States and different places. And there's going to be a lot of buying of cotton from other countries that are going to be taking part of this. And something they haven't seen in quite some time, there were some interviews that came out on some of the news networks that were there with us. And, it was highlighting the fact that during the last administration that was in the White House, farmers really started seeing a huge decline in what they could make.
Well, we lost our number one global position as the number one cotton producer in the world during that time frame.
Yeah. And politics aside, this was a meeting for everybody to understand where everybody's at and how do we get better, right? You see the flag, you see people there, and people try to push it, it's this one side and everything. That crowd was full of folks that were on all different angles,
100%.
right? And it sucks because you see the stuff get posted and people go out there and say these really mean things and hateful things, and it's like that crowd right there was a mix of everything.
Oh, 100%. Because we spoke to all of them.
Yeah.
You and I made the point of speaking to every person in that room. Most of the people were farmers, people that legitimately get their hands dirty growing the crop. And we point blank asked them, or I did.
Yeah.
That's the kind of my role is where you at on this? And it was, I'd say it was 50-50 or pretty close to it, split down the middle, but they all had the same objective. How do we be better stewards of the resources, and how do we do better working together to grow these crops? Because a lot of these people have known these are generational farmers. I mean, the I can't remember her name. The lady, the tall lady on the right there of the picture you see next to the secretary, 6th generation farmer. You got farmers behind there that I know for a fact are 4- and 5-generation farmers in this community.
Right.
And growing up in a rural area myself around farmers, the farmers are the backbone of our society. I mean, they are the ultimate small business. Think about it. Most of these farmers farmed just a handful of acres Now, some of them have or farm thousands of acres, but they're still small business owners.
Right. And when you see what they do at scale, right, you look at all the property and everything involved. There was a question that was asked that was a really good question. I don't remember who it was. But the question came up was they're not making money. Right?
No.
All these farmers, and they own all this land.
No, they're not making money. They are, but we have to subsidize them as a country to make that happen.
Yes.
And we always have.
So I want you to talk about what the subsidizing thing means, because here's why. Over the last couple of days, I've seen folks going, well, if they care about farming, just, tell them to stop selling their land, stop building stuff on it. And it's like, you got to understand
that's so
right. So and I don't think, like, those folks in general, I don't feel like they're being malicious. I just think it's a misunderstanding of things.
I think it is.
So I want you to cover the subsidizing part, because this is a whole learning experience for a lot of folks, right? Because you could put out the pictures and say all these farmers and everybody across Arizona, all the way up to northern Arizona, are selling land, and you find out why.
Well, they're actually losing money in most cases without this government subsidies. This has been going on for decades. I don't know. In my nearly 7 decades on the planet, I know it's happened. There used to be a term for part of it. Just don't grow on that acreage, and we're going to pay you. That was more to create competition, exactly, or more. And we grow globally. We grow plenty of food for everybody. We grow plenty of food to feed ourselves here without bringing any other resources in. But for example, cotton is selling. It's up a little bit right now, and I'm not a cotton expert. It's just I know a little bit about it. Cotton is up a little now. It's about 80 cents a pound, but just recently it was 63 cents a pound. 30 years ago, it was 68 cents a pound. So you can see there's the cost of doing business has gone up tenfold over that time frame.
I saw a documentary on the cotton, the machines they use in the field, right? Millions.
Well, we saw one the other day that was 1.2. There's a couple of those in that farm. Now, excuse me, that saves a lot of labor.
Right.
Because we used to have a lot of labor involved in, you see the old school way of harvesting cotton or anything else was a lot of trucks, a lot of people, a lot of manpower. Now you can do it all with one or two people because the equipment does the work of hundreds of people. But the subsidies have always been around. And we as a government, or nation of taxpayers, and that's who's subsidizing this, not the government. Taxpayers' money to subsidize everything. We have subsidized everything as a nation. Most new innovations are always started at a government level, sponsoring stuff. I mean, any Google search will demonstrate that to anybody if you want examples for it. We subsidize everything except insurance.
Yeah, so it comes up, the subsidizing thing, right? You see it all the time. People go, "Hey, stop building houses. Stop, putting up stores, or stop putting up these businesses here in the area." And then you go, "Okay, well, you kind of understand why the land's getting sold."
Well, that's another.
First off, you don't own the property, so you can't really be saying. I mean, hey, if you want to get into farming, get into farming.
Yeah, if you want to get into farming, there's a lot of acreage for sale. You can go ahead and just get into farming. You want to protect the land. There's a lot of stuff. Now it's expensive now,
but go do it.
But do it. So here's. Again,
how are you going to tell families that looking for a place to live that they,
well,
it's just it's insane,
David. The people that are crying at the loudest are the people that just moved here. So someone's farm was sold to a developer who built it. Now you move here. Now you want to stop the growth. You do not understand. I mean, it's frustrating for you and I because we're in this game.
Yeah,
it's frustrating. But don't
here's
you understand?
Here's perspective. Gladden Farms, all those houses are built on what?
Vacant farmland. It was way more valuable to sell that. Some of these families have. It'd be like, I'm looking at you. So your family has invested in stocks, bonds, whatever. Okay. And they've been investing in that in some cases for 100 years. And you come along, we'll use farm. That's what we're talking about. So families have owned this property for 100 acres or 100 years. You come along, you realize I can't make any money growing cotton, right? And I can get $200,000 an acre in some cases for my property that cost my grandparents nothing. Basically, we homesteaded that.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a person in this room or person listening to us that wouldn't consider selling. You might not sell, but you would consider it.
Mm-hmm.
Because you own 100 acres and you can sell it off for 100,000 or 200,000. It's hypocrisy to say you wouldn't do that. It's the height of hypocrisy to say you wouldn't do that because we know most people would.
Mm-hmm.
It's real easy to. Hey, there's a piece of property behind my house. Some good friends now live on that. I tease them all the time about my sun setting in the west. It doesn't affect it, but that property was available for anybody to buy, to maintain, to hold, never build anything on it if you wanted to. There was a few neighbors complaining, they're building on that property. And I'm like, well, we built on this side of the road. That's why we live here, right? When I moved there, nothing was in that area. Now there's literally thousands of homes in that area. And that all happened in the last 15 to 20 years. Mm-hmm. Anybody with the resources could have bought part or all of that. But they didn't. To me, it's like a nonsensical. It's not in my backyard mentality for sure. I got here, now let's stop.
Yeah,
it's the worst argument. It frustrates me, but it happens.
Yeah. Hey, it was a great event. You know what? I got sunburnt.
Yes, you did.
Terribly.
No hat, bald head.
I did not know it was going to be outside for that long. And
hey, I will tell you this from that event. There's a couple of pictures that we didn't post. There was some incredible people at that event. Great leaders, civic-minded individuals. It was really a pleasure. I think, again, Marana Mayor John Post for inviting Live the Dream Media to be there and be a part of it. It was the highlight of my week last week to be there.
Yeah. Got to see a bunch of old cop buddies too that I worked with back when I was on the force with them.
Yeah.
It was good to see them and catch up and have them there. Yeah, just a great learning experience. And you know, I always encourage people when you're wondering about something, instead of just trying to just foolishly letting stuff out and putting it out there, you know, a lot of things are better not said, but it's also just take time to go and actually listen and learn about what's really happening, especially economically in the area. If you're gonna be a type that comes in and says, "Hey, let's just shut all this stuff down. Let's not do jobs. Let's not do houses. Let's not do, you know, certain things," like you got to really understand that the impact that it has on the families and the community just overall, right? We need to continue to have really good stuff going on, really good police, really good parks, really good, you know, food banks, right? Stuff like that. A really good chamber of commerce, right? We spend a lot of time with the Chamber of Commerce and sharing stuff and hanging out and going to some of their programs. A lot of that stuff can disappear and become, you know, non-existent if we're not careful on things. And it's just understand what's at stake when you talk about cutting all kinds of things, right? Really look at where we're at in Marana. And you look at how different it is compared to a lot of other areas. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know, just growing up out here, going to school out here, working out here, there was always a big sense of pride in knowing that it was different. Now, when I was younger, we got made fun of a lot. You know, people would call, you know, out the cotton fields, cotton boys, hillbillies and all that, you know, especially in high school, and the other teams would come to play sports. You know, they were always like, "Oh, go in the middle of nowhere," you know, because, you know, the high school is in the middle of nowhere. It's out by a bunch of fields and, you know, the little airport and different things out there. But you always knew it was different. It was going to be different. It felt different, and it was different. Even when you saw the growth, I think a lot of people got excited about all the stuff that came, you know, especially when Walmart came. I was there for that. And now it's at this point where there's a lot of chatter about stopping and just pulling the rug out, putting everybody flat on their back. And I would be, you know, me personally, as somebody that has grown up out here and worked out here, I would feel, you know, I can't be true to myself and not address that kind of chatter and give some kind of perspective from somebody that's been here, you know, and grew up here and have family, friends and things. And what we've seen over the last couple months, it's really just been, like I said, just cut everything.
Yeah.
It's like, I think there's a lot of people here for a lot of good reasons.
Yeah.
Right? They came here for a lot of good reasons. You can
know,
go to Mark, you can go to the park, you can go do different things, feel safe, like walk down the street, do your thing. And it's like, man, how do you hate on that?
Yeah. Well, it's selfish. People, again, the loudest voices in the room saying what you're saying are the most recent people that got here. Something attracted you to this community in the first place, or you wouldn't be here.
Mm-hmm.
And now what you're trying to do is tear down everything that's been built. Not every move was perfect.
No.
There's a lot of things that I'd like to see in my 25 years that wouldn't have happened that way. But you can't just stop everything, because if you stop everything, then you shut down all possibility. I love good growth is a good thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So anti-growthers, would we just go cut down every tree? We don't want anything to grow? Because that's kind of what we're talking about. You know, and I can say this from a local standpoint, because we're involved in a lot of these discussions, not maybe directly, but indirectly. Nobody's wanting to tear down or pave over national, the mountain ranges and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But cotton fields, and that's what we're talking about in this case. And you mentioned water, again, just a fact. The less we do with agriculture in the desert and with fields or with the houses and growth and development requires less water. So if you want to conserve water, then build. That's a simple statement. You know that to be a fact.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned a while ago you're not a water expert, but you know more about water in the desert than you did 5 years ago. I know that.
Yes.
Because you know why? Because we're talking to water experts, people that actually do it. They didn't get this information from their neighbor. They got it at the well. They got it in the system.
Yeah.
And I had John Officer sit right here in that chair 6 months ago and tell me, and he's heavily involved, 30 years in the water industry, that the Marana / Tucson is actually the water source here, is the best in the West. Of all the municipalities across the West, and I'm talking about Colorado, Utah, New Mexico, California, Nevada, right?
Mm.
Right here, we're the best. Now, we need to be thoughtful in what we do.
Get better. I mean, you
get better. You don't just rest on your laurels. That's part of that growth. You get better at what you do, but we're in a really good place water-wise. We're in a really good place, especially in Oro Valley, Marana, with what happens here. Could we do better? Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And as I say all the time, you know what? If you like what's going on, get involved and keep the ball moving. If you don't like what's going on here, then get involved and help make the appropriate changes.
And getting involved doesn't mean
screaming and hollering and carrying on and carrying a flag and standing on a corner. That doesn't count.
Being a singular issue person, complaining and saying everything bad, but not bringing anything good to the table. Like,
too easy.
What are you gonna do to make the community better? You might think that this makes you better. It might make you feel better. Make you feel better. It might make a couple people that have yelled and screamed that they don't want, any houses being built feel better. But it's like, come to the table with something legit and stop the screaming and yelling. I think anybody would get a lot more done with it. And then you said something this morning, Clint, about leadership.
Yeah.
Right? And you know what's cool is I was having leadership conversations with my brother this weekend. He's getting ready to be a dad of twins. And we talked about, we were talking about workplace, but I said, hey, Dev, leadership isn't just at the workplace. It
Everywhere.
starts at home.
It starts at home.
The leader that you are in your house,
Yeah.
that follows through everything else you do through the day, right? That's the starting point. Be a good leader with your family, your friends, and when it comes there's a lot of noise, and I think really, really good leaders stay at that high view of things and focus on intentionally what needs to really be addressed. And that's something that, when someone says, "Hey, I want to be a leader, I want to step into this arena," or whatever, like, well, take that into consideration. Also, I'm going to just clarify, I am not doing the politics thing. Just don't ask me.
Yeah. Actually, I've got a statement that I probably won't release. Just quit talking to me about it.
Yeah.
Quit asking me.
Yeah.
If it's concerning to you, then go get involved.
Go vote.
Yeah. This is going to date myself because most people probably won't know what I'm talking about. But I am not your dear Abby.
Yeah.
Just get involved. Talk to your candidate. If you got a problem with your candidates, talk to them.
Yeah.
Talk to them. Don't talk to me.
And have humility, man. Seeing how some of these people are acting and stuff is just like.
Well, you mentioned the statement a while ago, and it's all, I'm always reluctant to get behind stuff like this. People that want to be leaders, that truly, most people, in my experience in life, that really seek out leadership roles should not be leaders. I want the leader that just assumed a leadership role out of necessity or the calling, the urge. Most people that I know, especially political leaders, should not be leaders. They're the last person that I want to follow.
100%.
That's just reality of it. And the person that says I'm in charge here,
yeah,
they're not in charge there.
Yeah,
So they might think they are, but
and
can I go one step further?
Yeah,
now that I'm on
you're the
roll?
host. I'm just here as a guest.
A title does not make you a leader at all. I don't care what your title is. Your actions make you a leader. In the story, how you respond to stuff makes you a leader. That's true leadership. Well, we said we'd go 20 minutes,
okay.
And so we're 25.
Well, let's I was gonna say, hey, everybody, let's be kind to each other and everything. Let's put that post the let's insurance talk here. Let's hit that real quick before.
Yeah.
So
set it up, David.
Okay, so you and I were unfortunately rear-ended.
Mm-hmm.
Was it last week or 2 weeks ago?
A couple Fridays
ago, we were on our way to go to a lunch meeting, and we were rear-ended. We're fine. The other person was fine.
Yeah,
First thing we did was make sure they were okay. And
let me jump in here real quick.
Yeah, I'm watering it down.
Yeah. So we're cruising along. We're headed to this meeting. It's a big meeting. It's a pretty powerful meeting. We got rear-ended. David saw it coming in the rear view. Busy, a lot of stop and go traffic. We got rear-ended by a young man that wasn't paying attention, and David saw it in his rear view. In the rear view, David was driving. We pull over. David, as a former cop, jumped out. I'm just sitting there. I'm on the phone calling the people saying, "Hey, we're going to be late," and et cetera. And he comes back. He goes, he hadn't got any insurance, but I got his driver's license. The former cop took the driver's license from the kid. So the cop.
He wasn't a kid. He was a grown ass man.
Well, he was in his early 20s. So anybody under 40 is a kid in my world. So am I wrong? He was probably in his mid 20s.
Yeah,
that's a kid.
Right. He was a young
man. Hey, and uninsured. That's the part that really frustrates me, is because his car got banged up pretty bad. Ours got a little bit of, we drive a big vehicle, so it's just a little bumper issue, which Jason's going to take care of for us. So there was very little sympathy in my part once I realized he wasn't hurt, and he had no insurance. So now here we go, right? The cops show up. That's kind of funny. They all recognize David as being a former member of the police office, and you could just see as they greeted you, know, in a pleasant, gentlemanly manner. He's looking like, who did I hit?
Yeah,
you could just no.
We won't go.
But here's the reality of it. We actually made a mistake because we do rule players. We turn this in to area insurance, and immediately.
They come after you, right?
They came after my wife immediately. Rather than saying, "Is everybody okay?" and this is the same insurance company we had an issue with a couple of years ago when the she shed come flying out and they just, act of God and all that crazy stuff. So, and again, we've paid this company thousands of dollars over the last, we probably had them 12 years. So you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
And no records, nothing. And they're just attacking Tammy just wanting to know who you were, what was going on with the car, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Right? And keeping, again, David, in mind, we have probably paid this insurance company $40,000.
And that was after they had the pictures?
Yeah. And all the information, and we're hit by an uninsured motorist, et cetera. And finally, it's just like, we're not even messing with them.
You want to talk about unifying people? This right here will unify people.
Well, I'm going to go off on them because the reality of it is I could name, of all the years, and I've been around a long time, I've had 2 situations where the insurance company in my life really stepped up, really did almost above and beyond in both of those cases. But I can also tell you of the other 40 situations over the last 45 years or so, maybe not that many, but they were just, I felt like I was on trial every time. Like, I have to answer all these questions. No, I just pay you insurance. I pay my premium. We got and 99% of those, no one on my end was at fault. It was always, and it's almost usually always the person that hit us was either not insured or underinsured. I have no sympathy. I mean, I'm running around loaded up with insurance to cover uninsured people, and I still get. I mean, it's more their bedside manner than what ends up happening.
Who's the company?
Nationwide is on your side, which is a total joke.
They were not on your side.
No, we're going to go back to. I'll wait till we go back. We had some really good success with a couple of the previous ones before that, but Nationwide, not happy with you this morning at all. Just your bedside manner. First off, start it out with, "Are you okay? Everybody okay?" That never comes up. And then it's like, "Well, what about this? And what about that? And who's this guy? And where's the car at? And blah, 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 blah." And then we'll split it. We'll just call it even. No, we won't. I'll come back better prepared because I'm ready to roll with these guys. I'm going to call them. I'm going to call them out. Hey, real quick, part of this, and I made this. I'm joking. We're dealing with something right now that is going to require some, not us directly, but some situations. There's going to be some legal matters involved here. Some legal. But I have watched 2,500 at least Perry Mason episodes.
I knew you were going to say that.
So I have somewhat of a law degree. And I said this in the text. Earl Stanley Gardner, who actually created the character Perry Mason, was a lawyer. And throughout his life, he actually appeared in the last episode as a judge. Episode 271. I've seen them all. See, you can get where I get to.
You going to run for attorney general here?
No. I'm not legally qualified. If somebody asked me the other day, "Clint, so are you running? What are you running for?" I would only, and my answer is I'm a hard no. No. Except I would run. There's 2 offices that I would hold if I was encouraged to do that. You know what they are?
What?
They're biggies.
Treasurer?
No, I don't want that. Governor.
Oh, okay.
Or president.
Oh, watch out.
So unless those offices become. Speaking of which, one thing real quick before we gotta go.
Hard pass.
I'm not in. Funny thing.
Hold on, I've watched 2 seasons of Suits. Where am I at?
Well, you're there. Wait till you get 25.
Wait, I Googled some stuff.
Hey, nobody's drafting me.
You know what? They're going to kick me off this. They're not going to let me on this network anymore.
Yeah.
I know it.
No, you own it. So
no,
nobody's kicking you off anything. That's the beautiful part of what we do.
Mm-hmm.
You can't fire us.
Yeah. You can not stream us if you want to. That's okay.
The customers can fire us.
Yeah.
But no one else can fire us. Hey, don't fire us. We got some good stuff.
All right, let's recap today's show. The Cotton Plan and Nationwide is not on your side.
Yeah.
And be nice to each other.
Yeah.
And
watch more Perry Mason. It's a great show. You know, a lot of people that have become lawyers. Some of the Supreme Court justices right now say, "I got turned on by Perry Mason."
No kidding.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna watch it. I struggle watching the old shows.
Yeah, it's all black and white. One episode towards the end was in color. They were thinking about maybe transitioning that, and then they didn't. But there's nine seasons, 271 episodes. I've seen them all at least 10 times, probably close to it.
Did you watch Law and Order?
No,
No,
I'm not a TV guy. That was just the one that I just watched. I mean, from a kid up.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's because the Gardner made sure the courtroom scenes were extremely accurate, and then they used actual terms and state and federal president laws and stuff in there to quote. And, you go look them up, and you're like, "Oh, that's what it says," or at least at that time it did, which made them really procedural.
Yeah,
really good. And Raymond Burr was just Perry Mason, man.
Man, you put all that, what you just said, in an advertisement to today's society, and nobody's watching that.
No.
It's in black and white. It's all procedural. Hey, you know they got.
Hey, you know what? That's part of the problem. Because, David, you and I go to a lot of stuff. And it for full clarification, it's pretty boring. Most of what we do in the political realm, of the awareness realm, the town hall meetings.
It's dry.
It's really dry. But it's got to be done.
Yeah.
And we need people. You go to most council meetings, and there's 6 people there. Most, not all. Sometimes you show up, and there's 200 people that obviously their parents didn't teach them respect or how to behave in public. But most of them are underattended. And you don't actually have to go. You get a better feel for them. It's kind of like watching a ball game at home on TV or sitting in the stadium. Go to one. I would challenge everybody and keep your mouth shut, by the way. Right? Just listen and pay attention. What's going on?
No, they'll let you talk.
No, but you don't have to. You shouldn't. Matter of fact, you shouldn't in the beginning. You know what? I'm a strong believer. Especially because we got a situation right now with this. We got too many people that just got on the board or just got elected to the council, and they want to be the center of attention. Having sat on numerous boards, and I sit on boards now, you do too. You've already, by being elected or selected, you're validated to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Keep your mouth shut and get up to speed on what's going on. You don't have
to work.
You don't have to be the center of attention in the beginning. At some point, get involved. But at the beginning, that's an old like a cardinal rule. I've seen it happen too many times. That's that the wrong person's in the leadership role. I'm going to run right in day one and fix stuff. You couldn't possibly know what to fix day one.
Yeah.
You just haven't been there long enough.
Yeah.
Okay, good note. Nice note. Great note. We live and we are doing business in one of the most incredible communities in the United States. I've been everywhere. I've lived a lot of different places. I'm here by choice. You grew up here. You were raised here. I came here. And I started in Phoenix first. And I love Phoenix, don't get me wrong. A little too busy for me. But the area that I live in, I live in Marana. I sleep in Oro Valley. I'm proud to call this home, even with the warts and even with the things that are happening sometimes that make it a little bit cringy or you wish people weren't that way. It's still, at the end of the day, there are a lot of really, 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 really good people that want good things for this community. There's a few loud voices that would indicate maybe things aren't perfect, which they aren't. But you know what? Get involved and change them. Right?
Yep, preach.
So if you're not registered, you still have time. I don't remember the exact day, but get registered right now and then vote. Here's one more thing. I'm going to leave it with this. There's a whole bunch of you that are just setting it out. Okay. If you're setting it out, I don't want to hear you complain, because the first question I'm going to ask is, did you vote? And if you didn't vote, I need you to be quiet. What I really need you to do is vote. What I really need, we as a community need all parties and to say that we'd love to see 60% or 70% almost sounds ridiculous, because the country that we live in and the freedoms that we have, if you're not voting, what is the matter with you? Do you just not care?
Well, you'll always hear the argument that folks are too busy building their lives and
That's
taking care of stuff at home.
Come on.
That's the excuse I hear a lot.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm just so busy and got this going on. I'm like, they mail it to you, right?
They mail it to you. You don't even have to get out of your chair.
Unless you're an independent, then you got to go and figure all that out. But
okay, which we are.
Yeah,
we got to figure all that out, and we still make that effort.
I love living in that world where you never know my next move.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, by the way, I'm gonna echo what he just said. If you're following David and I, trying to pick up a little bit, jump on it. We got a lot of these. You don't know what our next moves are, so stay tuned. All
right. Well, I hope you guys stick around for Blair and Summers for Truth and Tell.
She's coming. Hey, guys, again, be nice to each other. It's just not that hard.